Hey folks, welcome into NFL Daily. I am the Tanner version of the man in the blue shirt. Cam Rogers coming at you. Tom Downey alongside.
You were out in the sun for a week.
I was. I feel great right now, buddy. New energy here on the program. Good to be back with you.
You are very tan.
Yes. It's the Mediterranean skin, might I add. Hit me up on Twitter at Mr. Rogers99. Hit him up at WhatGoingDowney. We've got a lot to get through throughout the hour here, Tom. Supplemental draft results.
It happened.
We had selections.
Yeah, I did a mock draft that I got all the picks wrong, but that's okay because no one got their picks right because it's the supplemental draft. But I have a problem and need help. As for the picks themselves, Sam Beal was the first guy off the board. He went to the New York Giants in round 3, and I actually really like this pick. I've mentioned before on the show, Cam, that I thought the Giants needed another cornerback. I thought they were too thin because, yeah, they've got Janoris Jenkins. Yes, they have former first-round pick Eli Apple. But beyond that, it was William Gay, who couldn't play for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Teddy Williams, B.W. Webb, other cast-offs of that ilk. Now you bring in Sam Beal. Maybe not week 1 necessarily, but I think by the end of the year, you're going to see Beal getting a lot of reps. And for a supplemental draft, which has not been a big thing in recent years because there just weren't players involved that were any good, this year was different, and Sam Beal was by far the top guy in this year's class. The numbers don't necessarily jump off the screen to you. You don't exactly say, ooh, 2 picks, 10 pass pickups. That's not exactly earth-shattering statistics. But, and I'll make note of this for Sam Beal, he didn't let guys get open very often. He's a good coverage corner there. I like Sam Beal a lot. Cam, we've been criticized in the past for being too negative. It's an A for me.
Yeah, he's a tall, lean, and athletic cornerback.
And I like those guys.
I know the 49ers looked into him a lot as well. He is kind of that 49ers mold if you look at the secondary and the cornerbacks that they have, like Richard Sherman and Akella Witherspoon and K'Wan Williams. So nice selection here for the Giants. And you mentioned it, the depth chart there isn't going to scare anybody.
No, it's a lot better now. I think the loss of DRC was a little bit underrated, but bringing in Sam Beal was a really good move. The Giants, in it's what's more of a lottery-type order for the NFL in the supplemental draft, more kind of like an NBA or a waiver wire system. The Giants had one of the earliest picks in round 3. I guarantee there were multiple players or teams who put third-round pick bids in for Sam Beal.
You guys are watching NFL Daily presented by Man Crates. Man Crates will show us this selection here. Alexander got selected as well. A lot of praise about him, too.
I remain a big fan of Adonis Alexander. I thought he could have gone as early as round 4. That was kind of on the optimistic side. Ends up sliding to round 6. And the Redskins, they just love their Virginia Tech players. They had one of the Fuller bros there for a while. They drafted Greg Stroman and Tim Settle this year. You've got some other guys on the roster from Virginia Tech. So they love those players there. And I am a big fan of Adonis Alexander. Now, he's long and tall, and I always like those in corners. Didn't run that fast. Ran around the 4.6s, the low 4.6s, high 4.5s in his 40-yard dash, and that really hurt him. Now, I thought the tape was pretty good. I thought after his first years, Alexander could have been a future first-round pick. Kind of regressed this year. That's a big concern there. Academics were a long-standing issue for Alexander, he didn't like school.
Who needs them?
He didn't go to VT to play school, all right? He went to Tech to play football, and I think the upside is still there. And this is now a pretty good, I think, depth chart overall for the Redskins at cornerback. Orlando Skandrick is now there. All right, they have Josh Roman. They like Quentin Dunbar. They bring in Alexander as well. This is a promising young group. I do find it funny, Cam, that the NFC East took both cornerbacks this year.
That is interesting. And we'll talk about some of the available free agents out there, and I'll discuss the New York Giants and the cornerback position that they have, and perhaps they could bring in some more players in the back end there. But make that selection today.
We're going to get to him later on, but there had been a lot of connections to Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie and the Redskins. I no longer think that makes a lot of sense, in part because they drafted Alexander today in round 6. But again, as for the grade, it's an A for me. I like Alexander a lot. I'm higher on him than most. I like what the Redskins did.
All right, folks, like I mentioned, you are watching NFL Daily presented by Man Crates. Do you know an awesome guy who needs a gift at Man Crates? Gifts are carefully curated like a museum, but actually exciting. They've got personalized barware, jerky grams, and project kits designed to delight any guy out there. Mancrates.com. Awesome gifts guys love, presenting you today's NFL Daily. All right, Tom, one guy who is still out there, or was an undrafted free agent, I should say, Brandon Bryant.
Yeah, the expectation is he's going to sign with the New York Jets, who just love safeties. It's actually getting kind of weird to me. just how much the Jets love to sign to dudes, because they drafted two last year, or not last year, the year before, Jamal Adams and Marcus May. Then they go out and they signed J.J. Wilcox, and now they also signed Brandon Bryant, who could be a special teams guy for them. Bryant is kind of your classic, at least in my eyes, better athlete than football player. Tested really well at Mississippi State, and there's some promise there, but wasn't as good on the field, didn't play as well as he should have based on his testing, and there was a lot of buzz that his discipline on the field in terms of staying in the scheme and making the right reads and all that isn't there yet. So a raw player, I kind of thought he could have been drafted in around 7. I think in reality, every player you saw get drafted today fell at least by 1 round because they missed minicamp and OTAs, and that's a negative in the eyes of the NFL because you're missing out on key practice time.
Absolutely. All right, well, a little bit of history, Tom, today with the picks in the supplemental draft. It's been quite a while, right?
It has been. Isaiah Battle was the last one in 2015. Before that, it was Flash Gord back in 2012, but this, without a doubt, was one of the best draft classes for the supplemental draft in quite some time.